back to Kindling, where we bring African folktales to life with me, your storyteller, Hare. Today, we're traveling to southern Africa, to Botswana, often called the land of diamonds thanks to its sparkling natural wealth. Botswana is home to one of the largest salt plains, the Mahadi Pans, as well as the Kalahari Desert with its stunning array of wildlife. And our story today takes place in this vast, magical landscape and features one of the most cunning features in Bantu folklore. It's a tale of wit, rivalry, and unexpected friendship. So grab a seat and let's hear the story of Mmutla, the hare, and Phiri, the hyena. Long, long ago, in the dry desert, in the days when animals could still perform feats of magic, there were two medicine men, Phiri, the hyena, and Mmutla, the hare. Now, the two were on fairly friendly terms, but they also had a long-running professional rivalry. One day, Hare and Hyena were arguing back and forth as usual about who had the superior skills and knowledge. I, as the elder, am naturally more endowed with brains, snapped the hyena. Not so, argued the hare. It is skill and endurance which count. For instance, which of us makes the better medicine to ward off the fire's heat for the longest time? A foolish question, replied the hyena. It's common knowledge, of course, amongst all the creatures of the wild, that they come to me for special fire medicine. Everyone knows that when the dryness of the desert and the winter grass threatens to bring the danger of fire, it is I who will save them. Well, let's test our abilities, scoffed the hare, his eyes sparkling with an idea. Let's put our fire medicine to the ultimate test. We will dig a fire pit, and each one of us will construct our own hiding place at the bottom. Then we'll light a fire in the pit, and each one shall spend the night in his own prepared retreat. Whoever is able to remain without any harm throughout the night must surely possess the greater power. An excellent idea, said the hyena. I was just about to suggest it myself, actually. And so it was agreed, and the two set to work. They dug a deep pit into the ground, and then each one made his own hiding place in which to endure the flames. Now, the hyena, following his natural habit, dug a shallow cave, while the hare, as is the custom for his kind, began to burrow deep into the ground and made a warren with so many hidden tunnels. Now, when they were both ready, they each collected a large pile of wood and took it to the bottom of the pit, set it all up, ready to light a fire. Well, said the hare, since, as you have mentioned, hyena, you are the elder, I, being of course the least important, should go down first. Again, they agreed, and so Mmutla, the hare, went down into the fire pit and sat at the entrance of his tunnel, waiting. Meanwhile, the hyena Phiri lit a huge fire and then watched expectantly from the edge of the pit. Now, the entrance to the hare's tunnel was low, and as soon as he was hidden by the smoke, he then disappeared into the depths of his burrow, where the heat and the fumes could not reach him. After waiting there for a few minutes, he rushed back quickly to the opening of his tunnel and began calling out in a panic. "Phiri! Phiri! I'm burning!" "Stand on your head," answered the hyena. "Phiri! Phiri! I'm still burning!" the hare shouted back after another dash back and forth from his tunnel to the opening. "Sit down," advised the hyena with some concern. "Phiri! Phiri! I'm still burning!" shrieked the hare in apparent agony. "Try standing up," suggested the hyena, now slightly concerned. "Phiri! Phiri! Standing up is worse than sitting down. I'm still burning," Mmutla wailed from deep inside the pit. "Then lie down on your side," said the hyena with some finality. Suddenly, there was a long silence and nothing more. Well, when the fire finally died down, the hyena leaned over and looked into the pit. There was no sign of the hare. Giggled the hyena to himself. Mmutla must surely have been burned to death. And so off he went home, delighted to think that he had won the contest. But of course, the following morning, when Phiri went to the pit to clear away the ashes of the fire, he was surprised to find who else but Mmutla the hare, sitting at the entrance of his tunnel, grinning broadly and apparently none the worse for wear. "Well," he said with a huge knowing grin, "I had a pretty warm time down there to begin with, but my fire medicine could not have worked better. Come now, Phiri, it is your turn to test your powers against the flames." And so, once again, the hare and the hyena laid a huge pile of firewood at the bottom of the pit. And now, taking his turn, the hyena went down into his shallow cave and waited while the hare set all the wood alight. Well, it wasn't long, of course, as you can imagine, before the huge flames began to rage away, smoke billowing and heat growing. And very soon, the hyena became uncomfortable and started to call out, "Mmutla, Mmutla, I'm burning!" "Stand on your head," answered the hare. "Mmutla, Mmutla, I'm still burning," shouted the hyena in great discomfort. "Then sit down," advised the hare. "Mmutla, Mmutla, I'm still burning," screamed the hyena. "Try standing up," the hare said, giggling to himself. Mmutla, Mmutla, it's worse standing up than sitting down." "Ah!" moaned the hyena. "Well, do as I did and lie down on your side," the hare replied, and he clapped his little paws for joy at the agonized moans of his rival. Well, there was suddenly a large, loud scream. "Ah!" And then silence. Now, after some time, Mmutla hopped along and went home, delighted at the success of his ruse. And of course, When he returned the following morning, Mmutla found the poor old hyena, Phiri, lying at the bottom of the fire pit in his shallow cave and, of course, burnt to a charcoal crisp. Well, the triumphant Hare wasted no time at all. He jumped down into the pit and cut off one of Phiri's roasted ears, which he then made into a whistle. And then he began to strut up and down the forest, showing off his cleverness to the other animals and gleefully blowing tunes on his newly made toy. Finally, when he had gathered quite a large audience, he turned to them and declared, "I, Mmutla, am the greatest medicine man on earth. Phiri, my rival, was but a small child. Listen now while I make music through the hole in his ear." And so the Hare swaggered up and down, blowing his whistle, boasting about his superiority over the hyena. Now, it happened that Tladi, the pitch-black lightning bird who shone like the sun, was flying past overhead and heard the Hare's performance. "I like your music, Mmutla," he said. "Lend me your whistle, please, so that I too may make joyful noises." "What? Lend you my whistle?" scoffed the Hare. No. You will surely fly back into the clouds, and then how would I reach you?" But Tladi, the bird, was insistent. "Please, until eventually Mmutla agreed. "Very well," he said, and handed over the whistle. But of course, as soon as he got the whistle, the lightning bird immediately broke his promise and flew straight up into the heavens, blowing the tune as he went. It soon became apparent that Tladi had no intention whatsoever of returning the whistle back to Mmutla. Now, realizing that he had been tricked, Mmutla the Hare became very, very angry, especially when he heard the titters of laughter coming from the many onlookers who had been listening to all his boasting earlier on. The Hare was now very concerned and wondered what to do. And so, after some time, giving it much thought, he decided to ask Sekhocho, the spider, for advice on how he could regain his whistle. "Well," said Sekhocho, "I can weave a bag around you and pull you up to Tladi in the sky." And so, without delay, the spider began to weave a strong, thin thread round and round, encasing Mmutla the Hare in an invisible silken bag. Then the spider allowed the breeze to waft him up into the sky, spinning out his thread as he rose. And when he had risen up high enough and settled on a cloud, he slowly pulled Mmutla the Hare up into the sky after him. Wow. Tladi, the lightning bird, looked down from his home in the heavens, and what he saw was Mmutla the Hare flying up towards him, and he watched with great astonishment as the Hare stepped out onto the cloud and stood right beside the spider. "What?" Tladi exclaimed with awe. "Has Mmutla now learned to fly as well? I must give him back his whistle, for he's clearly too clever and too powerful for me." And with that, Gladly, the lightning bird, duly and sheepishly handed the ear whistle back to the hare. Mmutla, the hare, of course, was overjoyed to receive his belongings. Now, once he had regained his whistle and returned back to the ground, Mmutla was once again the center of attention and the talk of the town. Because you see, all the animals now believed that the hare could fly as well, since the spider's thread that had carried him through the air remained invisible both above and below the clouds. Mmutla knew, of course, that he was deeply indebted to Sekgokgo the spider, both for saving his reputation and for keeping his secret. And thus began a friendship between the hare and the spider that would last throughout the ages. And that is where the story ends. Well, that was an interesting tale with an unexpected plot twist. Poor Hyena learned a hard lesson, of course, but the hare was also humbled in the end, and even he had to rely on the help of others. So it seems, no matter how powerful you are as an individual, we all need a little help from our friends from time to time. I'd love to hear what you think about this story, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for joining me once again on this particular journey. Next time, we'll be visiting another corner of Africa for just as thrilling a tale. We're off to Burkina Faso next week, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss that episode. Until then, keep the fire of curiosity burning.